Beauty exports reached a new high during the first half of the year, but unlike previous increases, this was led by small and mid-sized companies. It's the topic of our weekly business segment today. Our correspondent Lee Soo-jin joins me in the studio. Soo-jin, tell us more about the rise of smaller beauty brands in the country.
Well, I'm glad we're starting with this because obviously this isn't the first time that South Korean beauty products has seen strong demand overseas. There are key differences this time, such as how beauty companies have shifted from focusing mainly on the Chinese market to other regions such as North America. And more importantly, as you mentioned, the rise in exports was led by smaller companies. South Korean beauty SMEs made up more than 2/3 of the total outbound shipments of cosmetics in the first half of the year. And in the first quarter, they surged more than 30% year on year, while large companies saw their exports drop around 16%.
And how were these smaller brands able to achieve so much success?
Well, there's actually a common driving force behind the robust exports of these local beauty SMEs. And that driving force is none other than ODMs, or original design manufacturers, which may not sound as familiar as OEMs, or original equipment manufacturers, which produce products for partner companies. ODMs, unlike OEMs, don't just manufacture for companies, but they also develop and design products. And the technology of South Korean cosmetic ODMs is recognized globally as two of the big three ODM companies in the world, Korea, Cosmax, and Italy's Intercos Group, are local companies. So I visited one of them, so let's take a look. At this factory, cosmetic products from more than 900 domestic and global beauty brands are produced each year. These include renowned global brands such as L'Oreal and Kiehl's, as well as rising domestic indie brands, Beauty of Chosun and Dalba.
We no longer have an off-season, and our production lines are constantly running at full capacity, producing 60 products in 1 minute, thanks to the growing demand for our technologies.
And this technology and knowledge of ODMs are exactly how beauty exports of SMEs were able to reach a record $3.3 billion for the first half of the year. ODMs like Korea are often labeled as a chip foundry TSMC of the makeup industry because they not only manufacture products on behalf of companies, but also use their development knowledge to bring makeup ideas to life. Their impressive production capacity is also evident in the large tanks where blades are continuously mixing 30 to 40 ingredients at certain temperatures to ensure that the mixture remains smooth. But here's how their design and development knowledge is helping beauty SMEs grow.
Our R&D involves preemptively recognizing global beauty market trends and understanding what consumers want. 7% of our sales are continuously being invested in R&D and 30% of our employees are researchers.
ODM's active R&D investment is what makes them able to share their product design and development skills with SMEs that don't have the necessary capacity yet, allowing them to focus on marketing. By working with ODMs, SMEs can market a wide range of makeup products under their own brands. And the cosmetic knowledge of ODMs can be witnessed even in the most basic steps where they melt and mix ingredients that are in powder and oil form to create, in this case, sunscreens. It's also reflected here in the more complex steps of creating the most marketable shade for a lip tint, where the researcher measures and mixes different pigments in a specific proportion. And all of this is part of the larger process of collaborating with beauty SMEs to help them become competitive.
And what's being done to continue this momentum for our beauty SMEs?
Well, there are some measures that the government has announced that are likely to help. The Ministry of SMEs and Startups pledged last Wednesday to boost the cosmetics industry so that makeup exports from SMEs can reach $10 billion by 2027 by setting up a Kbeauty Creator Challenge in conjunction with local ODM companies such as Korea and Cosmax, as well as Amazon. Another measure that one expert said that will be helpful is the creation of a global Kbeauty fund.
These specialty funds come into play for SMEs that typically lack the necessary funds to enter overseas markets. If there is profit that is made, investors will also be able to benefit. So if utilized well, these funds will be helpful for SMEs.
The ministry said that while the exact size of the fund is yet to be finalized, it will be a significant amount.
Thanks for that, Soo-jin.
Thank you for having me.